You're listening to Real Restaurant Radio, the show that inspires up-and-coming restaurant and bar owners, along with current operators, to pursue their passion in the restaurant business. I am your host, Kostas Lazanis, and I'm joined, as always, with my good friend, Cary Hodson. Let us guide you through the process of being a successful owner and teach you how to make an impact in today's culinary world. What's going on, Cary? How are you doing, man?
Good.
So last time we talked about my 4th of July situation, and I'm just going to be a food vendor there. Spend $100 only.
There you go.
Versus $2,500. So
That
hopefully
works.
I'll save $2,400.
Yeah. Maybe you'll make money that day.
I was looking at our podcast history, and we've been doing this for almost a year now. It really has been almost a year.
Really?
And coming up, remember I went to Florida last year.
Does that mean I get a new chair? Like a nice chair like yours?
That's actually one of the biggest things that we need to do.
Is that one of the perks?
That's one of the perks. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to upgrade your seating arrangements.
You took away my trailer.
I'm sorry. But so I remember I was on vacation in Florida, and I actually emailed you the design work for our little cartoon characters, which I think everybody loves.
Oh, yeah. I think they did good. The first run, I was cross-eyed. We had to get that fixed.
Yeah.
You remember that?
And the beer was too small. Like,
That's
we had to increase the size of the beer.
That's true.
Well, hey, real quick, before we start today, I got a Russian Imperial Stout.
Wow, what a treat.
I'm telling you.
Cool.
How are your darker beers selling this time of the year? Do they still have a niche, right?
Yeah, we have 2 or 3 on. Something lighter, like a porter, and then we have a 15.5% stout on.
Which one's that one?
It's called Algar.
I remember having that at the anniversary.
Do you remember?
But do you remember, though?
Yeah. We have to have something on, a brown or a stout. Everybody wants a stout at some point. But they don't sell it quite as fast, so you don't want like 5 on. And then we have a lot of customers who are like, oh, I can't wait till winter again,
I'm that person because I love...
Right.
I can't wait to our ski trip again.
Yeah, but then they're also drinking like the really light stuff. Like we had a lemon IPA come out, and they're all drinking that. Brosé, our like rosé inspired beer, they're all drinking that. So yeah,
I've actually. This is ironically, I have to say that
this is skiing beer right here.
That's it. Yeah, dude, I can't wait, dude. Seriously, can't wait. Me and Cary, we had a blast skiing in Utah last year. If you guys get a chance, you get to come out and ski with us.
We'll let you know.
Yeah. Get you the invite. Maybe we'll just have like one big, huge party house, like $1 million rental property, and just have like 45 people fly out. And we'll all go skiing together.
I mean, we did a mini version of that last year.
We did, yeah, dude. Yeah, your buddy bought this like huge house. It was really nice.
We never got to use the hot tub successfully, but
it's all right. Well, that's the thing, and I think I get it. It's like when you go on vacation, don't spend so much money on your house because you're never home.
Right.
Just like get a bed to sleep in.
Unless that's the point.
Unless that's the point, but that wasn't the point for us.
Not for me. I want to ski.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers. Who's this from? Clown Shoes again?
Yeah. Yep. I had another bottle from Clown Shoes, so
right
I had to. Where are they located at? Do you know?
Vermont.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think doesn't cheese come from Vermont, or Ben and Jerry's comes from cows, dairy? I don't know.
I always think Wisconsin when I think of cheese.
That's right. That's true. Cheeseheads. Go Packers.
Vermont. I don't know what they make.
I don't know either. Obviously, Clown Shoes.
Libertarians? I think they make libertarians. I don't know.
I was looking at our
Rhode Island.
Our feedback, because you guys have failed. I have to say it. All of our listeners, all of you out there listening to us right now, you have failed on us as far as giving us feedback. So we had to kind of like dive in and kind of analyze our own, like, what's our most successful podcast? What have people been listening to? And one of our biggest...
They haven't failed. They just haven't tried yet.
Okay. See, Cary said you just haven't tried yet. But...
we did look at the data and what is kind of more popular episodes, right?
That's what we did, because like, we're like, what do we talk about next? Like, and they're like, well, let's give the people what they want, Cary.
11 steps to opening a restaurant.
So we're going to make this like super simple.
Kind of a reset.
I like it. And I think we've kind of like touched on these in episodes prior. So if you binge watch any of our episodes, you might get a lot of this data. But I think we haven't had the chance to actually dive in specifically into each step per episode type thing.
Step by step, yeah.
Step by step.
Start to finish.
And I really want to ABC it, because sometimes we take for granted our knowledge and like the things we know. So I think for us to really be like, you know, A goes to B, then B goes after C, you know, or B goes before C.
Something like that.
I forget.
A equals B, then B
Plus C
I don't know. what you're
divided
saying.
by 2. Anyway, but all those things we're going to definitely dive in and break down. Give us, and these are just opinions, right? Because he has probably one set of opinions and I have one set of opinions. So I think for a lot of the listeners, I think that's a beautiful thing because you're able to pick and choose. Cary might have one opinion on one thing, and I'm like, Cary, like, dude, I would never do that.
I think it'll be a good series, and then of course we can mix in some of our current life experiences
All those things.
at the beginning or the end. So
Well, cool. What'd you come up with? I know we did some research on this, and I know that there's obviously some big points like choosing a location and menu stuff, but what else did you guys...
I think I'll just go through and kind of get your very quick, candid 1 minute
All right.
opinion on
All right,
it.
this is the speed session. This is going to be like the intro to our next series in
Right.
Real Restaurant Radio.
So one more sip of beer and then I'll be ready to go.
Okay.
Okay, you good? All right.
Which, by the way, great beer, by the way.
First off the cuff idea on how to choose a restaurant concept and brand.
I think that's a very complex question. I'll keep it on a minute, though.
Are you a politician?
So, as I mean, the brand, you know, the concept, obviously, you want to look at your food costs. You want to look at, like, what you're passionate about, because I think that's probably the first and foremost. Like, what are you passionate about?
What do you care about?
Yeah, if you want to smoke, if you're like a barbecue guy and you love smoking meats and you love, like, briskets and all these things, like, that's a no-brainer.
Then maybe don't open a vegan restaurant.
Probably not.
Okay.
Or a vegan barbecue restaurant
So-
where you would actually smoke, like...
Be passionate about
Yeah.
what you're doing.
So be passionate. So obviously, me being a Greek background, Greek descent, I'm so passionate about Greek food and Greek culture that just, and ironically, that's a great niche to be in because it really like sets me apart from the restaurant industry.
And we're talking about real restaurants. We're not talking about conglomerates
Yeah.
developing these ideas
Exactly.
to,
But I mean, an American concept of just doing a new spin on it, the industrial chic thing has been popular since 2008.
I would say what you're passionate about is probably also what you're good at.
Normally, because you're putting all that extra
Right.
effort and work into it.
Maybe another consideration would be what's the competition around you?
And what is the popularity of that cuisine and that type?
Sure. Do people want it?
Like high-end French cuisine, probably not as popular now as it was in the 1950s.
Could be. You never know.
You could make it popular again. I'm making Greek food fun again. So
There you go.
that's
make,
my
make Greek food great again. Can we
yeah.
say it too
I'm making
soon? I don't know.
my what's the red hat that Donald Trump wears? GABA, what do they call that?
He wears a hat.
Great America, make America great again.
Oh, the
MAGA,
cap.
MAGA.
I thought
They
you
called
were
it MAGA
I thought
hat.
you were talking about his toupee.
I'm gonna get my cheap red redneck hat that make Greek food great again.
Okay. Sip of beer. Next subject. So, kind of leads into it, but how do you form your menu items?
You take over this one real quick. I answered the last one. Go ahead.
Answer my own questions.
Answer it.
I think when you're starting out, designing the menu is the easiest thing because that's what you're excited about. Oh, I'm going to make this and this and this and this. I have a really good recipe for this. And then you end up with, if you write it all down, definitely write it all down. You end up with this list of 45 items.
Cut it down to
with,
12.
And each item has, 2 unique ingredients plus, a baseline of 20 ingredients for all the items. And then all of a sudden you have 1,000 products you have to source
I mean, Cary, the first thing that Chef Ramsay does when he goes into a restaurant is like cut the menu.
in half. He it probably
Literally
take-
every episode.
Where's your catering menu? Nah. You just rip it in half.
Every
right?
episode
Yeah.
of those Gordon Ramsay videos, he tears the menu in half.
Yeah, so start simple, start with quality, and then feed in those ideas of the specialty items, kind of later as specials. Unless you have like one thing, I think it's important, and I learned later to have we do barbecue, and that's like big in Texas, but from some of the Texas Downtown Association conferences and small business development things I've been to, a reoccurring theme was you need to be the place to go for X.
Chicken fried brisket.
For us, it's Intrinsic, home of the chicken fried brisket.
That's
right?
it. I love it.
Yeah, and you've got Go Greek once a week, and it's a little barbecue's got more competition in Texas,
Sure.
but more popularity.
Exactly.
So you
It
kind
kind
of
of balances itself out.
Right. So when you're real quick, just when you're doing your menu items, the biggest tip I can give is
Keep it
to keep it simple and stay on theme.
Like it.
Right. Not
Awesome.
everybody needs to have French fries.
Yeah.
And
But French fries are great.
I don't know, man. I fight that battle all the time. Everybody wants us to make French fries. I don't get it.
You know what?
But when we do it as a special, and we do hand cut fries,
Yeah.
or feta fries with you, people
love.
come out and get it. But if
Yeah.
we do it every day, they may not.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Next one.
next
All right.
one,
Cheers. Like speed drinking,
Speed-
speed answering.
drink dating. Mm-hmm. You get write a business plan.
Okay, that's you, bro. Because like, I'm sorry, I'm spontaneous. I'm just like, let's just do it. And you're like analytical, and you're probably writing like this huge 45. But I had to as well.
45 pages. That's it.
I don't know whatever you did, but I mean, you do real quick. 'Cause I guess I can answer this as being like a layman because you're like the really. I mean, we all know, right? Anybody listening to this, we all know that like Cary's like more of the like methodical planning. Like you're like you got the glasses in the episodes.
Mhm.
Like, you're the one wearing the glasses.
There's no prescription.
So, like-
it just makes me look smart.
No, seriously though, I mean, a business plan, it just helps you, like, just do it for yourself. It just helps you know where you're at. Because I know you're supposed to write a business plan to get, like, financing and all these things, and half of a business plan is all in your head. Like, it's all fake numbers. Like, you don't know what you're going to be selling, you know? But you can
there
plan
are
it out.
baselines.
But you
You
can
ha-
have an idea of what it's going to be like.
It'll help you know how much money you need to be bringing in to pay for your overhead.
I think you need to do it.
And if you're not blowing your overhead out of the water,
Sure.
realistically, like, don't kid yourself. It's probably the real quick.
Yeah.
And then if you're bad at it, go get help. Because the Small Business Development Association it's a national, I guess it's not a company, but it's
SBA.
paid for. The
SBA,
SBA is
yeah.
paid for by our taxes to help counsel people who want to start small businesses. So look it up.
I'll put a link below SBA in the description of the podcast, so definitely check that out, SBA.
I got a lot of help from there.
And they give money away too, I think,
You can get SBA loans.
which is a lower interest rate and it's guaranteed or something to that effect.
It's a reasonable interest rate with a lower barrier to entry. So like your down payment might be less, and when a bank would normally not give you the money, they are incentivized and backed up by the SBA to go ahead and kind of push
Sure.
your loan through when normally they wouldn't take that risk.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, my whole thing is like I make money. I don't count money. That's like what I tell my wife.
Okay.
Anyway, but obviously,
She
forcing
spends
yourself.
money. Does she count money? Just kidding.
Hashtag to all the wives out there.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
No, but yeah, right. Keep it politically correct on the podcast. We love you, all the girls out there. All of our female listeners. We love our female listeners. So keep tuning in. No, but the thing is like sometimes, and the problem that you can get trapped in on that, and here's just my thing, is like you spend so much time analyzing the numbers. How much time are you spending making the numbers? Because anybody can count numbers, but who can make numbers?
Ours was a good guideline. It made us ask the hard questions.
But somebody like me,
Is this a good idea, or do
Sure.
you just want it so bad that you're
that's what
gonna
I'm
do
saying.
it?
Like somebody like me that wants it so bad that just wants to go out there and make it happen.
Well, check yourself
It's good
write a business
There
plan.
you go. That's what I was gonna say. Like it's good for like especially somebody like me that doesn't care so much about all of the homework and all of the analytics of stuff. It's good for somebody, if anybody out there that's like me that just wants to go out there and make it happen. Check yourself, like you just said, Cary, and make sure that and that's good to train. It's good to like ground yourself,
Right.
because all of those nerds out there that are just like analyzing numbers, like that's cool. They can do that. But some like mavericks out there that are trying to open up their own restaurants, they need to like instill some of that nerdness in them.
Absolutely, because you're taking a risk either for yourself or for your family, and it doesn't matter how
Excited
old
you are,
excited you are, passionate you are.
Emotions
if
do not.
It doesn't work.
It's all money. It's all numbers. Excuse me. It's all numbers. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good your food tastes. It's all numbers.
So,
it's all math.
Write a business plan.
Okay.
We'll get into more
cheers,
detail
cheers.
on all of these. Next one.
Next one. All right, we're running out of time. 15 minutes in. All right, we got this, Cary. We got this.
We're almost halfway through. Obtaining funding.
I made my own money. I didn't borrow any money from anybody.
That's not true.
A lot of people my dad gave me some money. He
Right.
did. Okay, so I had like a dad that was like ultra successful in the strip club business, and he gave me some money.
Cool.
But he was hard on me though. He was like, raise half the money, and I'll match it.
Okay.
Because he wanted to instill that in me. But
so real quick, where'd your money come from?
so 40,000 came from myself from personal savings, and 40,000 came from my dad. So $80,000. I opened a restaurant with $80,000.
It's possible.
It's possible. $80,000. I think you can do it if you're renting a space. Get in there. I worked landlords 6 months for free,
Cool.
and I got in there. I was like Bobby the Boy Scout. I used all my merit badges. I painted myself.
You have to bring all your skills to the table.
All the things that you can do, minimize your cost, because guess what? The day that you sign that lease is the day you start getting phone calls from like 1,000 companies saying that they're going to do a service for you for a fee, for money.
Right.
Like, welcome to the big leagues.
Right.
And tell me about your situation about you did like we talked about this in previous episodes. I mean, I can still hear the songs. I can hear the songs in my head.
Gosh, we did the crowdfund video thing, $30,000 there. Molly and I
Give me 10 seconds of the Christmas song. What is it? The ukulele.
Oh, the parody of "Baby It's Cold Outside."
What was your line? Come on, give us a line. Can you sing for us?
No.
Oh, he's about to sing. Oh man,
I can't think of it.
it was a Russian Imperial Stout. I thought
Baby,
I could
it's
get.
cold outside. We need a brew pub. Yeah, something like that.
Oh man, I got two notes out of them.
You can put it in the links.
Okay.
It's embarrassing enough. Well, I mean, it's a good point. That being said, when you open a business, you're
the creativity though, dude. The creativity on your behalf was
you got to put
genius.
yourself out there.
I was already in business 3 years, and I saw you guys on the radar, and I'm like, dude. I actually had a few beers with me that night. I think it was a Lakewood Lager. I had a few of those that night. I was watching the video, and I was like, dude, these guys are killing it. I love it. I was so excited for you guys.
I look back at the quality, and I'm like, man.
But it's not the quality. It's the content. It's the content, not the quality.
Yeah, I mean, and it was some time ago before everyone had,
Sure.
nice DSLRs that could take video.
Mm-hmm.
So that was 2014. It's amazing how far this technology has come.
It's only gonna speed ramp up.
You're slowing us down, man. Anyways,
So
back to
funding.
$30,000 from crowdfund. My wife and I I was a woodworker and she's a teacher. Raised $70,000 in savings over the course of 4 or 5 years.
So you guys pushed in 70,000 of your own cold hard cash.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, I mean, with a brew pub, you have a lot higher equipment costs.
Sure, all that stainless steel.
We got an investment of $30,000 through a private placement memorandum, which is like a way to attract investors. It's a business plan on steroids.
Okay.
And how you're going to pay them back.
How much was that?
An operating agreement. $30,000.
Okay.
And then we got a $180-something thousand loan, SBA loan, leveraging our well-written business plan and our the cash we had on reserve to be able to get that loan.
So you're telling me that you were like $300,000 deep?
We didn't spend all the money, so we still opened up with $160,000 of operating capital
versus
cash in the bank.
Gotcha.
After everything, day one, opened up the doors, had $160,000 in case we had a hard time.
You had $160,000 waiting for you to spend money
to
expand or whatever. Yeah.
Get through the hard times, right? And so you have to have some. I mean, maybe you didn't. I don't know, but you have to have some money to operate in case you're operating at a loss. For a little while, because what's the point if to dump in a bunch of money to only be able to live for a month and a half with no customers, or like what if the power goes out, or there's a tornado, or the street gets torn up, or who knows. Anyways, And luckily, we've been able to maintain that and never have to dip into it.
Good.
So we're still paying off. It's a low interest loan. We're still paying that off.
Okay.
But soon we'll be done with that.
Nice.
Next.
Cheers. All right. 10 minutes left.
Choose a location and lease a space for a spy.
And that's. Go ahead, Cary.
Location.
That's it, dude. Location. Like the difference between me and Cary right now is location. Like,
I mean,
in my
I can
opinion.
complain about my location too, but we can get into it deeper. It's
Sure.
just make sure that there's ample parking, that people can see you. You know, it doesn't matter if you're on the highway, but you're not allowed to put a sign up that nobody can see.
yeah.
Doesn't matter. If someone has to loop around, and
It's
take
the
an
smallest
extra-
things being on the left-hand side or being on the right-hand side of the road. I listening in UTD when I was in college. A guy came in an entrepreneurial class, and he owns hair salons. And he's like, do people get haircuts on their way to work or on the way home? So if you're on the like wrong side of the street, it's like which way do people come home to? You won't put your hair salon on that side of the street. Something so small and so stupid, but it makes the world of difference. Because when I'm driving home, I want to make a right-hand turn, you know what I'm saying, into the nail salon versus having to cross traffic.
Sure.
To go to the hair salon.
Costas goes to nail salons. I think that's what we learned today.
Pedicure.
And lease first buy. We'll get into that in the future. But that's one of the steps. Choosing a location.
As far as lease
very,
versus
very
buy,
important.
I think. I mean, obviously, capital's a big factor. Like, I didn't have as much as you did starting up.
We didn't buy when we started out.
You guys rented. You guys got lucky, but a lot of you guys that are
We
gonna
had
be
the opportunity to buy midway through our lease.
I think a lot of you guys that are starting up, renting is obviously going to be the answer because a lot of you guys are not going to have the capital to buy
or build a new space.
or build a new space. Yeah. So renting really, unfortunately, is going to be like kind of like
We'll probably spend more time
your
talking
gateway.
about leasing than we will talk
leasing
about
agreements, triple net. You can talk about more about all the things. So I think we'll give you guys a lot of data on that.
That'll be episode 31.
Oh my goodness, we'll be old by then. What else?
Permits and licensing. We did a little episode on this. I think it was
Our best episode. Yeah, permits and licensing. We were like,
so boring.
it was so boring. Yeah, we busted out the TABC alcohol sheet too.
It was good. I think there's so much ambiguity.
Russian Imperial Stout.
Anyway,
that word.
It's ambiguous.
Yeah.
Around licensing and what you think you need. And I think kind of one of the main points we made during that episode was, okay, I need one more license. Okay. And then you think you're ready to open and you're like, oh, I need one more license. And so it's better to be prepared for all those things.
Yeah.
We'll go through that again.
Sure, 100%.
Episode 32.
32.
All
Okay.
right. This is one you kind of bring up every time I come over. I'm like, hey, what are we talking about? And you're like, oh, we should talk about equipment and food suppliers.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know what to buy as far as equipment goes. The charbroil grills. Oh, cheers. Drink. No, as far as charbroil grills, flat grills, fryers, like what's the difference between like the self-cleaning like $5 million fryer versus like this like $500 just fryer?
A great example, I was looking into carbonated water systems. So you have, if you want to make a seltzer or whatever, you have a button on your soda gun.
Yeah, you get the CO2 tank.
And that's what, $500? Okay.
Or $20 per.
There are systems out there. If you want carbonated chilled water, it's on Webstaurant on the front page right now, $9,500. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Anyways,
I don't know.
It's just bubbles. It's just CO2 and water.
Sure.
So there's a lot of ways that you can save money and a lot of ways that you can waste money.
Yeah.
When it comes to buying equipment.
And we talked about in the last episode about the galvanized food table, how the top is stainless steel, but the bottom is galvanized.
And we've talked about refrigeration.
Yeah.
And buying used refrigeration is not always
know when
better.
to hold them and know when to fold them.
Right.
It's really a gray area because a lot of people are like I did the video shoot for Sammy's Pizzaghetti, and he's like, I rent my ice machine, but it's like this like $1 billion ice machine that like pumps out like
and when it breaks,
so many tons, and it's like
they come fix it.
They fix everything.
Right.
and it's like, and me personally right now, my dish machine is rented, so I pay a certain amount. So
I went 3 years without an ice machine.
Yeah.
So I get it. We'll
we're
get more into that.
We're gonna dive into that.
Episode 33.
I'm gonna talk a lot about equipment because I use a lot of equipment. Cheers. Wait, we gotta drink.
Design and layout.
It's like a college game, dude. We got it's like one of those college beer games. We gotta drink and then talk.
I don't mind it.
Okay. Design and layout.
Yep.
My architect screwed me big time. I hired this guy. He said it's too small for a bar. I listened to him. I was naive. I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars on the first 3 years of opening. So design is a big thing.
I did my own, but I come from a background of like that sort of mentality.
And you haven't changed your design really at all since day one. And mine has like metamorphosized over the past 6 years.
Built things. I mean, you got to look at your
But
space.
your overall design is basically been the same though.
We're a
you have your
shotgun
huge
building.
bar and you have your little walk-up counter.
Yeah.
So you haven't really changed overall. Your design has not changed overall.
No, but like you need to look at the flow of the space. And for us, we put our condiment table in the wrong spot. You know, and we put
It's the smallest things, guys. It's the smallest things
people
that
are
you don't
crossing
realize. Yeah.
over and over, and you just don't want.
But
that.
I would say change it sooner than later on that. I mean, we'll talk about that in detail. But like, as far as your design space, you're gonna make mistakes, and that's a given. It's just a matter of how fast you're gonna change and realize those mistakes.
Right, and
we can live with it. No, just change it now.
I know a really cool company, restaurant brewery. They listen to their architect, and it's a beautiful space. But where they put the front entrance with the hostess stand isn't the entrance people use because that's the one closest to the parking lot. And if you see that in the drawings, say something.
Yeah.
Because you're the one who has to live with it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Anyways, that's episode 34.
Okay. Cheers. Cheers. We got one more. Wait. How many more do we have?
Three
left?
more.
Dude, we got 3. We got 2 minutes left.
Hiring the right staff. We've talked about that a lot.
Okay.
How
Hiring
to
the right
do
staff.
that.
Cheers. Next.
Hire good people.
All right. Next.
Advertising your restaurant. I think we talk about marketing a lot.
Dude, too much. Cheers.
That one's going to be easy.
Yeah, we got this.
And we still haven't done our Yelp review.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Okay. All right.
And then host a soft opening.
Host a soft opening.
We did several soft openings. Ticketed events, split up our menu, 50 people per event. And then right before we had our grand opening. So we got to train our staff also and use it as a tool.
So how many soft openings did you do total?
3.
Okay, so that's perfect. So I think doing the soft openings is going to allow you to like train your staff. Limited menu. I think people open up with their full menu, and I think that's just like a recipe for disaster.
Especially if you don't have good episode 28 form menu items.
Yeah, exactly. Well, even with that, like trying to have your new staff cook all of those, your full menu on your opening day is going to wreck you.
Uh-huh.
I think I would do, if we do a restaurant, when we do a restaurant together, I think just doing like 10 menu items and like that's it for the first like 4 or 5 days. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Because that's going to allow everybody to like just dive into everything.
And maybe have your other menu items on the board but marked out.
Yeah.
Like coming soon.
Love
it. Give people a reason to come back, and they'll appreciate. I think customers will appreciate you saying, "Hey, we're limiting it now so we can get it right to be able to make sure every experience you have from start to finish or start to, hopefully you keep coming is a positive one."
Exactly. Awesome.
Time for reviews? No?
Yeah. We got time for reviews.
Here, I have a good one.
We're good.
Jennifer Giannis, 1 star.
Sounds like a great 1-star review.
This user only left a rating.
Well, give me one with a review.
Well, no, you have to know how to deal with those, right?
No.
So I sent him a message that just says, hello, what can we help you with? And I've never gotten a response. So,
okay.
You get those too?
No, I got one too. I got one too here from Tegan Burden, and it was 1-star review as well. And I just replied back, "Dang, what happened?" ?
Yeah.
So
So
like, I'm
sometimes they don't say anything.
in a world of 4 and 5 star reviews, it's just like the weirdest thing to have a 1 star review. What do you got as far as an actual review with words?
With words. Okay. Good or bad one?
Let's do a bad one. I got a bad one too. I got a 1 star review. I got a bad one here too, guys.
Meat was bland. Okay. Corn fritters were terrible. Ribs were on par with Dickies. Worst part was the attitude of the workers. You can tell they were dreading being there and had absolutely no enthusiasm or customer service. So I responded with, sorry you had a bad experience. Wish you would have said something. I was there all night. I talked to, maybe that's condescending. Is that condescending?
No.
Oh, okay. I talked to my crew and they all seemed happy. I apologize for their lack of enthusiasm.
Okay. So this is a horrible one, and I'm gonna put it out there for the public. I visited my son in Rowlett last week, and we met in a little house on Main Street to have a cigar. We ordered a cup, which, by the way, me and you have been there before, the Main Street Cigars.
Mm-hmm.
We went there over one of our collaboration dinners.
Mm-hmm. The first one.
Yeah. We ordered a couple of gyros from DoorDash, and they were downright disgusting. The lamb looked like it had been sitting on a skewer for days. The meat had a rubbery consistency and no flavor. The pita was hard and had sour taste. As you can imagine,
Wow.
we had terrible stomach problems, nausea, etc. I firmly believe the food was the cause of my son's food poisoning. It also seemed to be common theme, talking to the locals in the cigar shop, that this place has a reputation for bad food. 1 star review from Mike Holstrung. So, Mr. Mike, I think I replied back that I'm taken aback. Here's my response to Cary. I'm taken aback. We sell thousands of euros a year, and this is the first time we have ever encountered a review like this. We literally sell euros all day long.
Yeah, I've never not had a fresh Euro.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I don't know if like it was late at night and he had like just set the Euro by him while he was smoking cigars and drinking brandy at the cigar shop, and then like ate the Euro a few hours later. Like, there's so many variables.
A cigar will mess up your palate, but
And when it's a to-go order, there's so many variables. Like, I'm sure you have to-go orders too. It's like I can't control those variables.
Mm-hmm.
Once that food leaves the restaurant, the time that it like is made,
you're
and
going
wrapped
through
up,
too much pita for it to ever be hard.
I'm telling you. But here's the thing though, is like by the time that it leaves the restaurant and the time that the customer eats it 8 hours later, I can't guarantee the freshness. Like, there's gonna be a different flavor profile.
Sure. I mean, barbecue gets cold fast.
I mean, your to-go orders are probably your worst reviews because they eat it an hour and a half later or 2 hours later, and it's like it's not the same experience as if you eat it, 10 seconds later. Like that fried okra, it's not gonna taste the same.
Right.
3 hours later.
Right. It's not.
So anyway, that's Real Restaurant Radio. 1 star review from Mike. I'm sorry, Mike, that was a bad experience. Obviously, I would love to buy him another Euro fresh and let him eat it right in front of me because I know he would love it.
Better than Arby's.
All right, my man.
Cheers.
Episode 25. That was a Russian Stout-induced episode. We went over kind of a light overview of what we want to cover in detail based on your feedback as far as the amount of views that we get on the episodes. We know that you guys want the nuts and bolts of the restaurant business, and we want to give you that as real restaurant operators and restaurant owners.
Absolutely. I'm a nuts and bolts guy.
There you go. Well, guys, cheers until we see you in the next episode. Remember, if you guys are ever in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, visit Old Bug Greek Taverna or Intrinsic Brewing Company.
Or both.
Or both. Yeah, you can do like a barbecue restaurant at his place and then come by my restaurant and grab like a dessert, a little Greek galaktiboudikor or something like that. And until next time, we will see you episode, I guess,
27 next.
Episode 27.
All right.
Cheers.